Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. So real quick, just want to follow up on some more Longhorns talk. Follow up on the video we did on Saturday post game. Had a lot of emotions, a lot of thoughts going, and the response. And just first off, thank you to all the new subscribers and folks that are coming in, viewing the channel, different forms of content. I've gotten a lot of great feedback, so we'll start creating playlists. Just for the different topics I like to cover. I like to go in depth with the teams I love. That's why I call this channel Fanatic Perspective. So, in regards to the Tom Herman situation, because that's really what this is about. That's what this has become. This season is an indictment on whether or not he's a fraud or he's a real football coach. He's the CEO and everything that we've been looking for, if you will, the prime Mac Brown. Because it's ideally in the city of Austin and the culture, the environment that's here, what Mac Brown was able to do in the mid 2000s is the type of coach that Texas is ultimately going to need for long-term success. Now, was Mac, we've talked about this a lot. Was Mac ever the greatest X and O guy? No, but he knew how to identify those guys, especially in his prime. He really got picked off by just age, not even age, but just, time here of the pressure expectations, victim of his own success to some degree. And one thing that I've always noticed with Mac was his assistants got picked off. But he was always very, very good at identifying the right assistants to either install said system and work with the guys. If you look at the people from his staff that went on to have success, it speaks for itself. With Tom Herman, where he's made a grave error in the same error that Charlie Strong has made, is with the offensive coordinator. Charlie Strong, much maligned, Sean Watson, and the issues that they faced. I think he ultimately ended up at Pitt, if I'm not mistaken. And we're seeing those things play out right before our eyes with Tim Beck. One of the things is I made that video, with John before we saw any post game reaction or anything. We like to first just come together, our thoughts, our notes, and give you guys our perspective on things at the end of a game. And now that we've had a chance to listen to a lot of the post-game interactions and the Monday press conference, there are some things that I find alarming, not just with the staff, but with things that the players have said. I don't know how many of you saw Sam Ehlinger get interviewed after the game, and he had a quote, a little clip where he was answering a question of why he didn't, why he made the decision he made when he threw the interception, kind of the overthrow, when he was targeting L.J. Humphrey. And he basically said that he had to attempt to throw or had to try something because it was 3rd and 10. And he, I'm paraphrasing here, but the necessity to make a play because of the time. But I'm listening to him, and I don't find the football logic with his explanation. Considering it's a 2-down situation there, even if you throw the ball away, you still have another play. You still live to play another down on 4th down. Now, if you throw an interception on 4th down, it's 4th and ball game anyway, and there's nothing there, then it is what it is. That's understandable. But when you make that error on 3rd down, that's where people, the pitchforks and everybody, comes with very strong critique. So just hearing Sam Ehlinger talk about that, I'm like, well, the quarterback coach is Tim Beck, and these are the guys. This is what's being taught, and now I'm starting to realize, because Sam has gotten a lot of heat, just the comments, whatnot. A lot of people are ready to move on to Cameron Rising and to start that process. But let me tell you guys, when we can't just keep breaking in freshman quarterbacks every single season. I mean, think about it. We haven't. There's now. This speaks to a bigger issue, but there's no development plan with any of these quarterbacks. And that's because we don't have a development plan for our offense, because we don't have an offensive identity. I said this on Saturday. But if you look at when we had Sterling Gilbert, we were running a veer and shoot offense. It was very clear what they were trying to accomplish. It was very clear what their bread and butter plays were. Now, we had issues with Sterling in terms of the times of when he would call certain plays and, situational stuff. But in terms of the offense, and the reason why I said they had a real system is because even if he would call a poor play at a poor time, maybe it wasn't schemed well or, against what the defense was doing, sometimes it would still work because they had a system that the players were comfortable in executing. Sometimes they just block it anyway. Sometimes you can run the ball inside zone on 3rd and 4 because you're so confident in your scheme, even if it's not the right play call. So I think that's two different things. One, being a play caller, and two, having an actual system. Right now, we have neither. Right now, we don't call plays to dictate the defense, nor do we script plays properly to come out into the game, your first 15 plays, and not execute in the manner that Texas did is embarrassing. To start your season, typically you should have your first 10 to 15 plays already set, ready to go. There shouldn't be any question. And on top of that, you're rotating in so many people, and I really do think, and I said this to one of you guys in the comments, I really do think it's a recruiting tactic. Because going back to what my initial thoughts and just what I'm feeling towards Tom Herman, I feel that he's wrapped around everything but football in this program. And what do I mean by that? He's wrapped around the social media element, the fundraising element. Even though we do have, which should be an outstanding AD in Crystal Conti, and they're doing a great job of fundraising and improving the facilities, which needed to be done, challenging the boosters to come up with money. I do see them doing well at that, the social media presence. But when we go, when it comes down to what's your 2-minute offense look like, it's trash. And that's what we were supposed to go after and switch coaches for. And that's what's frustrating. And if you can't provide that, Tom Herman, you need to find somebody who can. Okay? Bob Stoops found Lincoln Riley. Before that, if you look at all those coaches that Bob Stoops used to have, going back to Mike Leach, all these guys on their staff, they always found somebody to execute a system. Gundy as well, what he's doing at Oklahoma State. That's why they can plug and play. That's why, what's that guy's name? Tyler Cornelius can come in there first start and throw 5 touchdown passes and look competent and execute because it's a system, it's plug and play. Texas does not have that. And if you ever figure out how to have a plug and play system to where no matter who's in there, guys are confident in what they're doing with the level of athlete that you should be recruiting on an annual basis, that's what will get you back with the big boys. But until then, until those coaches figure it out, and the clock is ticking, these fans, myself included, we're not happy. We're not happy with the product we're seeing. I'm not happy that, a year later from an opener where you were embarrassed on your home field against Maryland, you come back against the same opponent with no coach, and you lay an egg again. And it's very frustrating to see the manner in which it was done. So those things have to be improved. I just wanted to get those things out because I saw, so much of the talk from Herman in both post games, and it's frustrating. And I know many of you are frustrated as well. I was even gonna do a Tulsa preview, but I don't even find that necessary. They know what they need to do against Tulsa, and we know what we need to see. And going to the USC, look, they can still right this ship. Let's not get it twisted. If you go in and you go 3-1 down this 4-game stretch of doom, which it seems like right now, and they're able to turn around and look competent and put themselves back in the heart of the Big 12 race and compete for a great bowl game and get things back on track, hey, I'm with it. But right now, it doesn't seem likely. Look, they'll probably go out, start off sluggish against Tulsa, and then handle their business because it's an inferior opponent. And then USC, I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what you think. But Tom Herman's got to get his act together quickly. All right, guys. Peace.